So hey, Abigail, it's another episode of Act 3. Aren't you glad?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what makes me really glad is April happens to be volunteer month, and everyone on our team is a very, very amazing volunteer. And we couldn't do this show without them. We couldn't do it without you, Abigail. You've been with us for such a long time, or any of the wonderful people that are on camera, crew, and all that jazz. We're so happy that you tune in for Act 3, and we do hope that you enjoy today's episode. We have some amazing guests, right? Right? Yeah, right. So do yourself a favor, grab yourself a beverage. I'm gonna go get mine, and let's start the show.
I'm sitting on the edge of love and happiness. Never experienced such a moment as this. So if you got that good feeling in your body and you wanna bring this moment to life, come with me, we'll hit the town. Let's go right now and live the life. I just wanna shine like the sky up like a sunset, living with no regrets. I just wanna shine.
Thanks, Kathy and Abigail. That was great. Today, I have the pleasure of talking with Matt Dene, aka Surreal, one of Canada's most foremost hip-hop artists. Hi, Matt.
What's up?
How are you?
I'm really good, actually.
You got a lot going on these days.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
So you got a spring tour coming up?
I do, yeah. I'm kind of in the middle of it right now. We've done 4 shows so far.
Right.
Got about 8 left. So yeah, on my way to Vegas this weekend for Cheer Choice Awards and then coming back to finish off the rest of the spring tour.
So we got your poster up, so all the dates and all the venues are listed.
Yes, with my man Emotions from Vancouver.
Sounds
Yeah.
great. So
Yeah.
what do we expect to see on this tour?
Incredible energy. I always bring 150% to every stage performance. Beatboxing, breakdancing, pretty much all the elements of hip hop, and a lot of really good openers. We believe in quality over quantity. So every opener that we have on every show is a really good artist.
It says somewhere also there's dancers. Is that happening?
Yeah, there's dancers, there's an orchestra, there's breakdancing. Like we like to bring a little bit of elements to every show.
Yeah, the hip-hop orchestra.
Yeah, so that's Emotions group. He can do a lot. He does graffiti, he does beatboxing, he breakdances, and he raps. So a lot of the people that he brings with him are multifaceted artists as well.
Sounds exciting. So I can get tickets at...
Surreal.ca, or you can get them at any venue that's listed.
Okay, how much are tickets?
15 to $20, depending on how early you get them.
Right, so 15 ahead of time?
Yeah, early bird tickets for those people that are really keen on getting them ahead of time and don't want to stand at the door and wait.
Nice,
Yeah.
sounds good. But you've got another tour coming up. You have a European tour.
I do. I leave on May the 15th to travel to 6 different countries, 16 different shows. And I'm really excited to get out to Europe and spread the message and really just see the world.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, listen, you've got some other exciting stuff that you've been working on. I understand there's some new music videos coming out as well.
Yes, I have 2 new music videos. One for a song called Empty off my brand new album Elixir, which drops today. And then another one called Deja Vu, which I went and shot in Atlanta with an artist called London B, who's very popular out there as well. So it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun as well.
Let's talk about the new album. What do we expect to see on this new album?
So Elixir, my music has always been about creating connection and making people feel less alone. I believe music is medicine. So my last 2 albums were the Red and the Blue album, which were a different type of medicine you can listen to depending on how you're feeling that day. And so this one is Elixir. It's the Purple album, which is a combination of the 2. It's more of an R&B hip hop album, and it really touches on a lot of different facets of my life, as well as tries to create an environment where people can feel less alone with what they're going through.
Well, you say less alone from what they're going through. I know a little bit about you and your work in the community. You love to support fundraisers or initiatives that speak on mental health.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, I lost my brother and my dad, both to suicide. I was a crisis worker for 6 years. I'm now an outreach support worker in the community. It's been my life's goal since mid-20s to give back to community and really try and help people in the way that I was helped when I lost my brother. We were able to raise a bunch of money for his funeral through community events, and I just saw the hearts of people that really want to help people when they're struggling. So I want to give back in that way.
Well, I know that you're a force in our community. You're very well recognized and very well respected, and I know that you've done a lot of good work to support us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I understand that you're getting into car racing.
I
Tell
am.
me about that.
Well, as I'm getting older, I want to do a bunch of things and check them off the list. So yeah, car racing. I start at Saratoga Speedway on April 27th. Will be my first race. I'm with a team of other race car drivers called the Killer Bees, and I'm just gonna try it out and see how I like it. I really like to go fast anyway, so
Well, sounds great.
it's time to do something different. Yeah.
Well, listen, our time's up.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming out to Act 3 today. We
Thanks
look
for
forward
having
to hearing your new album.
Yeah.
If you'd like to get tickets to a show, please go to surreal.ca. You'll find out all the information you need. Okay, over to you, Teresa.
Thanks, Dean.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dean. I am really happy to be talking to Susan Jarvis today. Susan Jarvis is the office manager for the Labio Senior Center, but I think most of people know it by another name, don't they, Susan? Welcome.
Do. Thank you. Yes, they know us by the BC Old Age Pensioners. But we were kind of forced to change our name because a lot of our members didn't like the old age part, right?
Yes, I can
Seriously,
imagine.
it was so crazy. It amuses me because they don't hesitate to take the old age pension check at the end of the month, but they don't want to be known as old age pensioners, right?
I can understand
So
that.
I wasn't in favor of changing the name. I was one of the ones that was against it, but I lost. So now we're the Labio Senior Center.
And Labio Senior Center, you are an amazing organization there. You keep the place running, and you've got many members.
We do. We have, when I first joined, they only had 8 members, and we now have 188.
Wow.
So we're doing something right,
Yes,
which
you
is
are.
good.
And right now, there's a real focus on seniors and seniors' loneliness and isolation. And it's so wonderful that there are places such as the Labio Senior Centers where seniors can become members and become active in so many different activities that you offer.
Yes, and we do have a lot. I brought a schedule here just because I didn't want to forget anything. I want people, we're busy every day of the week. Every day of the week we have
Nice.
something going on, except weekends. We don't do anything much on the weekends, and we don't do anything in the evenings because of driving issues. But we've got, on Monday mornings, we have card making, a card making class that's just taken off. She started out with like 4 people in her class, and now she's got 16. And they just love it. And we also have shuffleboard on Monday. And on Wednesdays, we have Tai Chi, and we have darts. And on Thursdays, we have Mexican train, that's dominoes.
Oh,
you know,
yes, that's fun.
They play that. And on Friday, we have a group that's within the old age pension organ. See, there I go.
Yeah.
I can't stop calling it that. I'm not going to, just so you know. It's called the OAP Slimmers, which is a weight loss group. And also we have chair aerobics right after that, and then we play games in the afternoon. We have one group in one room that plays Remoli, and then there's another group of us in the main hall there that play another game. So yeah, so we're busy every day, and it's also a place where people can feel comfortable just coming if they need someone to talk to.
And that's
They
really
just-
nice.
And it's really, really important.
And you have a center at 2465 Labio Road, and it's got a full kitchen, it's got different rooms, so it's really conducive to different activities and for people to come and socialize.
It's awesome. It's a wonderful group. Everybody gets along. We've got a good solid base now of volunteers. We suffered a little bit for a little while when we took on another location. That was not a good thing for us, but we're back on track now.
That's great. That's great.
With a new board. We just got a new board with pretty much all women. We have 2 men. 2 men. The poor men. I feel bad for those 2 men.
I think that they're pretty darn lucky to have all those
Well,
women.
we feel that way too, but I don't know if they feel that way so much. But yeah, we've got a good start for this new year, which is starting for us right now as of April.
And there is a membership fee. It's very low.
Yes, it's $30 a year, which is $2.50 a month. Yeah.
And that gives you access to a lot of activities. I know
Yeah.
some of the activities cost a little bit, but for the
Yes.
most part, it's a huge, wide variety of activities.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that we talk about the fact that you have this lovely facility that you do rent out,
Mm-hmm.
and so that is could be available to other groups. I know we're running your phone number and your email address at the bottom of the screen, so
Mm-hmm.
people can reach out to you.
Good. That's great.
Another thing that I want to make sure I mention, I just had the Wellness Expo that I hosted,
Yes.
and your organization did the concession, which was amazing. So you had a lot of seniors members volunteer
Yes.
to do
Yes.
that concession,
Yes.
and that's a way to raise money for the
That's right.
center.
Yes, because we are a nonprofit organization and we rely on donations and fundraising. We don't get any grants anymore. We've given up applying for grants because it's so difficult, so difficult. So basically, that's what we run on, and we're doing really well doing that. We have some wonderful renters, longtime renters. We have the Baptist Church that meets there on Sundays and Wednesdays, and we have a TOPS group that meets there every Thursday, and we have a couple of groups that meet there, like a myeloma group meets there. We don't charge them rent because they're a nonprofit, and so
That's
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
That's really nice. And I know I have a meetup group, and
Yes,
we
you do.
actually come in one evening a month.
Yeah.
And so it's just so nice to have that facility, to have it available. And it's wonderful for seniors to be able to go there, become members for a nominal fee, and then fight some of that isolation and loneliness.
That's so
Thank you
important.
so much, Susan.
You are
You're
so
doing a
welcome.
wonderful.
Thank
it's a
you,
wonderful
Teresa.
thing.
And you
Wonderful
look
thing.
lovely, may I add.
Thank you. Oh, I'm going to have Susan on every single Wellness Minute from now on.
Well, you almost admit she's got a lovely haircut. And she looks beautiful. What can I say? Are we done? No.
Well, thank you so much, Susan and Teresa. I got to tell you, kill me, woman. You kill me. Fabulous. Well, we're moving on now, though, to something really, really fun and very metaphysical. I love sharing the conversation with Gypsy Hart, very well known in our community for putting on a tremendously wonderful wellness show. Welcome to the show. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you, Kathy?
I'm always great. It's so good to see you. I feel like it's not been that long ago since you were last on the program when you did a wellness fair.
Yeah.
And I understand you're putting on another one.
I am.
Tell
And
us about
It's going
it.
to be on the Mother's Day weekend, Saturday, May the 11th, from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Cavallati Lodge.
Oh, so same
Yeah.
place as it was before.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, fantastic. And I note that it's on Mother's Day. This is not the Mother's Day show. This is the volunteer show. But
No.
having said that, this
Yeah.
will air right through for Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Have you got a little Mother's Day stuff going on at the
It's
show?
the Mother's Day weekend because I think Mother's Day lands on the Sunday and the event is on the Saturday. So yeah, I don't know. I think it really draws a lot of like moms, and it's open to families, and the event is free. So there's free parking and there's free admission. So it really just brings in people to come and try something fun for the weekend. And yeah, I just really love, seeing everybody coming and enjoying the event.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I do love the idea that it's something different and unique to do for Mother's Day.
Yes.
As daughters, we always want to try
That's
to do
right.
something fun, but we don't always
Yeah.
know what to do. So this gives us a great opportunity to
Yeah,
maybe
they're
consider that.
Great ideas.
But it's more than just a wellness show. I love the fact that you are so philanthropic and support the community in the way that you do. And I understand that Nanaimo Food Share will be one of the beneficiaries. So tell us a little bit about how they got involved and what that means to the program.
Yeah, well, I always like to kind of reach out to the community and bring in, a charity foundation that wants to, express a little bit more. And so I was donated tables so they can come and actually, educate the community as well too. So they'll be right there at the fair, and so they'll be answering people's questions, taking in donations. Also, you can go right on to the website, Nanaimo Wellness and Spirit Fair. So wellnessandspiritfair.com is the website, and it's all there for donations as well for the food share.
Well,
Yeah.
Nanaimo Food Share does a tremendous job. They put
do.
out the Good Food Box,
Yes.
which I know helps. I
Exactly.
think somewhere around 1,000 seniors a week, like a lot of
Yes.
people with it. And you don't have to be a senior to participate in the Good
No.
Food Box.
Exactly.
Not only that, though, you have another sponsor, and I understand your sponsor is Frequenza. I hope I said that
Yes.
right. Frequenza, is that right?
Yeah.
The healing place. Tell us a little about them.
Yeah. So they just opened up a few months ago, and they were on Bowen. So what it is they basically have an interesting energy about the studio. You can come in, you sit in these luxury little chairs, recliners, and it's a sound kind of therapy is really what it
wow.
is. So I think it's visual as well as also through audio, and it's just a really interesting. I always recommend people to go try it. It's a great way to. A lot of ways, it's just a nice way to de-stress and tune things inwards.
I got to tell you, I'm
Yeah.
all over tuning up and tuning in.
It's a really
and
neat therapy.
Yeah.
So
Well, thanks
we're
so
excited
much.
to have them too.
Thank you so much for sharing with us today. We're super glad you
Absolutely.
came, and we look forward to seeing you at the
Yes.
Wellness Fair. So you
Absolutely.
guys, you know what to do. Head out to the fair. Coming up next, I'm delighted that Lauren Semple will be with us with Kevin. Kevin, take it away.
Thank you very much, Kathy, and thank you to our viewers for joining us. I'm your host, Kevin Wagner, and I'm joined today with the president of Nanaimo Pride Society, Lauren Semple. Lauren, thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
For people in our community who aren't familiar with Nanaimo Pride Society, what can you tell us a bit about the society and what they do?
Nanaimo Pride Society, it's part of a network of many, many pride societies, which act as beacons to both the 2S LGBTQ+ community and the greater community, those who are still questioning, who are maybe new to the city and don't know where and how to connect with the queer community. But they also are pillars and foundations for advocacy movements, activism, and really pushing forward the rights of 2S LGBTQ folks. So Nanaimo Pride's been around for 27 years. This is
Yeah.
our 27th year of official Nanaimo Pride celebrations and functioning as a society. So we're very, very excited to be continuing that legacy and standing on the shoulders of all the folks who came before us and built this amazing, amazing society that we've got.
Yeah, and it's so great. Like, it's been in the community like almost 3 decades now. That's really quite an achievement. And part of that are every year there's a number of events. We're getting into spring. We're getting into spring slowly. Come June is typically Pride Month, and there's a lot of events that correspond at that time. I know there's still details being kind of hashed out, but what can we look forward to as we get closer to the month of June and Pride Month?
We can look forward to a lot. As always, it is our biggest celebration for Nanaimo Pride. It is what we all work towards as a board and as a group of volunteers. We are planning for that big June kickoff. So it is one of the first Pride celebrations that happens here on the West Coast. It's considered a kickoff to West Coast Summer Pride.
Yep.
So from June 4th to June 9th this year, we're going to be celebrating here in Nanaimo. We've got a couple of those what I can call the flagship events that people are used to seeing every single year. So we've got our flag raising at City Hall. We're going to have our a 19+ dance. We've got our parade and festival downtown in Maffeo Sutton Park.
Yep.
And we're also going to be bringing back Sober Pride, which is a new event that we started last year, as well as some specific youth programming in partnership with Generation Q and the BCG Club. So we've got some really neat things happening. More details are coming as we pull together the full schedule for Pride Week, but we're really excited to celebrate with everyone this year.
No, that's great. We'll look forward to some of those details. They'll become available on the website as we get closer to the dates, I'm sure. You mentioned volunteerism as you were speaking of that. It's April. It's National Volunteer Month. Volunteers are such a key part of your society. Volunteers are part of what this show is. Talk a bit about volunteerism within the society and how people might volunteer themselves if they're interested.
Great question. Yeah, we're 100% volunteer powered at Nanaimo Pride. So that is everyone from our board of directors, which leads and governs our society, down to the individual event committees, folks that do fundraising, event planning, make the festival and the parade happen. Those also who do governance, finance, and communications, membership. There's so much to do with the Nanaimo Pride Society. There's really great opportunities for both 2S LGBTQ folks to volunteer, but also for allies. It's a really wonderful opportunity and a real way to put that allyship into action. When allies come out and volunteer to be a part of our Pride celebrations and to help make these large events happen, every time we have an ally step into that working role, it allows a community member to step into the celebration.
Right.
And that's a really awesome way that allies can contribute and open up the community's ability to celebrate Pride instead of just working at those events.
Yeah, and I think you know, the website talks about the core values of your society, celebration being a big part of it. There's advocacy, inclusivity, but it's interesting how it is all volunteer based, the way you said. And there, if people want to, like the website, I really wanted to touch on that because there was a lot of good resources there for people, whether they're learning about the events as they come closer in the month of June, or opportunities to volunteer, sponsorship. What is the website for people to visit if they want to get more information?
Yeah, Nanaimo.ca is the place to go if you want to learn anything about the Pride Society itself, joining, becoming a member, volunteering with us, making a donation, sponsoring an event. But it's also a place to connect with all of the events for Pride Week. So right now we have got our Save the Date up. We're starting to announce some of the details, and we've actually just opened up registration for the 2024 Parade and Festival. So if you are a vendor, if you are an organization, if you want to march, put a float in the parade, now is the time to get there and to register. But in the coming weeks, we're going to have more details. We do have a few ticketed events, so those tickets will be going on sale. And as we gather volunteers, we're going to be putting out more opportunities as we kind of know where we've got gaps to fill and where we need a little extra boost.
That's great. Well, Lauren, thank you so much for joining us. We'll continue to direct people to the website. They can gather more information there as Pride Month approaches, but also an opportunity to help out with the society beyond the month of June. This is a year, but we're doing this all the time, year by year.
Absolutely. We need volunteers 365 days a year, not just in the month of June. So anyone who's interested in being a part of the work we do, I recommend you head to Nanaimo.ca.
That's great. Thank you once again, Lauren. I appreciate you taking the time to join us.
Thanks for having me.
Right on. We're going to send it over to Elspeth now. Elspeth.
Thanks so much, Kevin. I'm here with Chelsea Barr, who works with the City of Nanaimo in the Department of Parks, Recreation and Culture. And she is a recreation coordinator who has the seniors portfolio. Chelsea, welcome. We're so glad to have you here today.
Thank you. Thank you.
So you work in the seniors area of Parks and Recreation. What is that?
So all of our coordinators take on a bit of a different demographic, and I'm lucky enough to be situated at Bowen Park, which is beautiful, and plan and program the 60 plus programs for the City of Nanaimo.
That's amazing. That has got to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And in fact, we were just talking before the camera started to roll, and so I know that it's something that just brings you joy every day.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about what a day is like at Bowen Park when the seniors are coming, and what do you do?
Oh, okay. A day in the life.
A little bit.
There's usually a buzzing entranceway with people meeting and having coffee and tea and doing puzzles, and then people coming and going from the multiple programs. So we have a number of rooms there, and so you'll find anyone from doing some fitness or line dancing in the huge auditorium, some yoga or Tai Chi in one of the other rooms, and then down the hallway there's usually the card games or the seamstresses who meet and have their activities.
That sounds amazing. And is the programming open to any senior in Nanaimo? How do people get involved?
Yeah, great question. So you don't have to be a member to participate in a lot of the programs. So a lot of the programs, if they're led by an instructor, it's a pay-to-play model. So you sign up for the ones that are interest to you and you pay for those ones. However, there are a lot of volunteers that look after the many programs that we offer as included in part of the membership. So for $46 a year, you can sign up as a member and pick a whole different selection of classes to attend.
$46 a year, that's incredibly reasonable.
Yeah.
And I mean, do you have a lot of members?
Yeah, I think the last count was around 1,700, which is
1,700.
Yeah, it was just up towards what we had prior to COVID, which was great.
Wow, that's exciting. That's so wonderful. And I know that the programs have so many volunteers that help them to exist. And of course, this is Volunteer Month, so we want to talk a little bit about that. So how many volunteers are part of the programming?
Yeah, so we recently just had our volunteer appreciation, and we look after about 70 volunteers that do everything from the Tai Chi to the cards to the woodworking to looking after darts, all sorts of programs, stained glass, you name it. So we rely on them, and they share their passions and their skills, and they're happy to donate it so that we can keep it as a reasonably priced membership, which is great.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And do you have trouble getting volunteers? Do you welcome more more volunteers? Could people watching the show perhaps decide they wanted to volunteer?
Absolutely, yeah. We actually are really lucky. We don't struggle to find too many volunteers. We have people coming forward wanting to share all the time, and if anything, we struggle to find space to put everyone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a good problem.
Yeah.
That's a really good problem. And I understand when we were talking before, you said that this month in particular, there is not only the chance to volunteer with the seniors and in the great programming you're doing, but there's actually another volunteer opportunity that's open, not just to seniors, but to anyone in Nanaimo, that we can all sign up our interest for. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so May is Invasive Species Month with the City of Nanaimo. So my colleague puts on these wonderful pull parties. And so you go to the various parks around the city and you pull ivy or daphne or blackberry and help clean up our parks and get rid of these invasive species that are taking over.
That's fantastic. I like the name Pull Party. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah.
And if people want to do that, but they don't know what these plants look like or how to do it, is there any information that they can have just to help them out?
Yeah, so when you volunteer, you get your gloves and your information, and you kind of get a bit of a description and a how-to info on how to pull them properly and discard them properly, and off you go with your friends or with other people in the community. It's super fun and so valuable to the parks and to the environment too.
That's amazing. So we've got 3 things that we need to remind everyone of. First, if any seniors are interested, 60 plus, and want to sign up for membership in the great programs that the City of Nanaimo offers, they can meet you in Bowen Park.
Yeah, so my office is located there, but you can purchase your membership at any of our city facilities at the clerical spot. So if you went to NAC or if you went to the Bebin or one of the ice rinks even, you can purchase it.
Fantastic. And then if anyone's interested in volunteering, either with the seniors or for the invasive plants, they can go to the City of Nanaimo website and find all the information they need. That's
bet.
wonderful. Chelsea, thank you so much. It's really been a pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Over to you, Kathy.
Well, that does it for another episode of Act 3. And as always, we are incredibly, incredibly grateful for all of the volunteers that participate in this program. You know, it's people that are giving of their time, giving of their spirit at the level they wish to give it, that makes so many things in our community work and work really, really well. So I am forever grateful for the work that everybody does within our community to help somebody else out. And I hope you had some ideas in the process today. There's one more thing I want to chat with you about that's becoming a growing problem in our community, and that unfortunately is the theft of animals. That being dogs, cats, people in the yard, they seem to be there and then they're missing. So you're gonna see on the screen that there's a wonderful, beautiful dog named Winnie who has not been found now for the last few days, and we are urgently trying to find its owner. Or we have the owner, I beg your pardon. We're trying to urgently find the dog. What's happened is this dog has had surgery. The leg itself was broken and has not supposed to be on that leg at all. We're very concerned for this pet. So please, if you have any information, please reach out to Act 3 Media Productions, and we will get you in touch with the owner. It is so vital that we look after our dogs as well as our people. So I invite you all to have an amazingly wonderful day. We look forward to seeing you next time on Act 3.
Alright.